This meeting of the Berry County Board of Commissioners is called to order. Will commissioners, staff, and guests please rise for the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Lord, thank you for this beautiful day in Berry County. We ask you to be with our first responders as they're on the road and working to keep us safe. We ask you, Lord, to help us make wise decisions in the things we go do every day in the chambers and out of the chambers. We ask you to bless this county and help us to understand all the things that we have to go through. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For the purposes of attendance, the clerk will now call the roll.
Parker?
Here.
Gibson?
Here.
Smoker?
Here.
Jackson?
Here.
Connor?
Here.
Wing?
Here.
Geiger.
Approval of written agenda. At this time, any commissioner or member of the public may ask for an item to be removed from the consent agenda and placed under items for consideration.
To accept an agenda as written.
Support.
Moved by Smoker, support by Jackson to approve the agenda as written. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. Reports from state and county officers. Does any county or state officer or their representative have a report to share with the board?
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, last Saturday we had our banquet for the posse, and Zach Drake is our posse member of the year for last year, but all the hours he put in from volunteer time for us. So if you get a chance, congratulate him. Let's see, the correction staff has booked and processed 247 persons into the jail for the month of February and additionally released 185 back into the community. Of the 247 persons booked, 61 bookings classified as weekenders. The daily average inmate population was 77, down quite a bit. And the staff transported 38 inmates to various locations to include court, medical facilities, and other counties. In addition, they have administered 57 weekend drug screens to probationers and fingerprinted 72 persons at the front counter. Kitchen staff has prepared and served 6,365 meals, $1.58 per meal. And again, we go to the 2019, 247, and then 2014, 5 years ago, it was 158. Releases were 185 to 166. Public prints, 72 versus 70. And then we have some bills we got again. Plumbing repairs are $750, and then HVAC repairs were $1,571.69. County law enforcement logged 574 complaints handled in the month of February. 64 individuals were arrested, resulting in 19 felony and 38 misdemeanor charges. 44 citations were issued. There were 6 alcohol-related arrests. 107 accidents were handled. 4 involved individuals under the influence of alcohol. 54 accidents involved as deer. K-9 was activated on 3 occasions, resulting in we found some drugs, and we apprehended an individual in a criminal case that we're working on. This office also performed 22 home checks, assisting with swift and sure sobriety in drug courts. 417 criminal histories were run for warrant entries and warrant requests. There were 74 sex offender transactions completed, 310 preliminary breath tests for a court order were administered. 2019 incidents handled 574, 2014 396. Accidents handled 107 to 68. Car deer was 54 2019 versus 2014 30. Arrest 64, 19 felony and 53 misdemeanors. In 2014 it was 82, 23 felonies and 63 misdemeanors. Alcohol-related arrest 8, and in 2014 9. Any questions while I'm here? guys are an easy crowd. Thanks.
At this time, any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes for limited public comment. Alrighty, this is moving along quickly. Various correspondence. Does any commissioner have any correspondence to share with the board?
Yes, I have one. Hastings High School is doing a play this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 7 p.m., Beauty and the Beast. Pre-sale tickets are $5 for seniors, $10 for general admission for everybody else. Dan Patton has 2 boys that are going to be in this play. That's all I have.
Anybody else? I have before me a letter from Mr. William Voigt. It says, "Dear Chairwoman Wing, I promise to notify the board of the intended start date for the construction of the Berry County Transit Facility renovation. Please be advised that the contractor, Copper Rock Construction, believes the date for the groundbreak to be on or about April 15th of this year. Completion is slated for November. Please extend my appreciation to the full board for your support and guidance. I remain available to address the board and answer questions if desired." So there we go. We got a groundbreaking happening pretty soon.
What was the time?
Doesn't have a time, but it'll be on or about April 15th. So that's exciting to know that things are moving along, and that's a Monday. So, alrighty. Consent items.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I would move for the approval of February 26, 2019 Board of Commissioners meeting minutes, approval of March 5th, 2019 Committee of the Whole meeting minutes, approval to purchase replacement vests and panels for a total cost of $6,935 with funds to be paid from the Diverted Felons Fund, approval of the change notice number 1 of the Office of Community Corrections grant number CPS 2019-1-3 and to authorize the chairperson to execute, sign change notice number 1. Approval to appoint Jim Brown to serve in a general public position and to appoint Stuart Brent Cowan to serve in a position representing the solid waste industry on the Solid Waste Oversight Committee for the remainder of 3-year terms that began on 11/1/17 and expire on 10/31/20. Approval to appoint Nancy Kinney and Barbara Scott to serve on the Berry County Animal Shelter Advisory Board in citizen-at-large positions for 1-year terms that begin on January 1st, 2019 and expire on December 31st, 2019. Approval to appoint Patricia Geyer to serve on the Berry County Animal Shelter Advisory Board in a citizen-at-large position for a 2-year term that began on January 1st, 2019 and expires on December 31st, 2020. Approval to reappoint Craig Stolzenberg to serve in the position of citizen-at-large and David Jackson to serve in the position of County Commissioner on the Berry County Tax Allocation Board for 1-year terms that begin on April 1st, 2019 and expire on March 31st, 2020. Approval to reappoint David Jackson to the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority for a 3-year term beginning January 1st, 2019 and expiring December 31st, 2021. Approval to reappoint Don Bowers and Ruth Perino to serve on the Berry County Community Mental Health Authority Board for 3-year terms that begin on April 1st, 2019 and expire on March 31st, 2022. Approval to appoint Robert Carr, Michael Pratt, Ken Viersen, Stephen Corbel, Randall Jonker, and Cindy Coster to the Berry County Remonumentation Peer Review Board and to authorize the chairperson to sign the attached 2019 peer review agreements for state reimbursements. Approval to the attached monument surveyor agreements between the County of Berry and Brian Reynolds doing business as Reynolds Land Survey and Mapping, PC, Arrow Land Surveying, Pathfinder Engineering, Inc., Crane Land Survey, Carr and Associates, LLC, Excel Engineering, and Jonker Land Surveys, PC, for the 2019 contract year.
Second.
Moved by Connor, second by Parker, to approve the consent agenda. Discussion is not allowed, and the clerk will call the roll.
Connor,
Yes.
Wayne,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Smoker,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Geiger absent.
The consent agenda is approved. Presentations, we have none. Public hearings, we have none. Items for consideration.
Chair, I move for approval and transfers and disbursements, approvals of prepaid invoices in the amount of $2,538,517.18. Approval of claims in the amount of $53,049.67. Approval of commissioners' reimbursement mileage in the amount of $1,071.72.
Support.
Motion by Smoker, support by Gibson. For the approval of transfers and disbursements, approval of prepaid invoices in the amount of $2,538,517.18. Approval of claims in the amount of $53,049.67. And approval of commissioner reimbursements mileage in the amount of $1,772 or 72 cents. Sorry about that. Is there any discussion? The clerk will call the roll.
Jackson,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Wayne,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Gibson.
Yes.
Smoker,
Yes.
Geiger absent.
The item is approved.
Madam Chair, I move for the adoption of Resolution 19-06, providing full faith and credit for irrevocable line of credit for Little Thornapple River Intercounty Drain.
Support.
It's been moved by Smelker, support by Jackson. Did I get that right? Okay. For the adoption of Resolution 19-6, providing full faith and credit for the irrevocable line of credit for the Little Thornapple Intercounty Drain. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Smoker,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Connor,
Yes.
Wayne,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Gibson.
Yes.
Geiger absent.
Madam Chair, I move for the approval to reappoint Jack Nordwick to serve on the Berry County Planning Commission for a 3-year term that begins on 5/1/19 and expires on 4/30/22.
Second.
Moved by Smelker, second by Parker. The motion to approval of the reappointment of Jack Nad Warnick to serve on the Berry County Planning Commission for a 3-year term that begins on May 1st, 2019 and expires April 30th, 2022. The clerk will call the roll.
Gibson.
Yes.
Smoker,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Connor,
No.
Wayne,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Geiger absent.
Sorry about that. I did not ask for discussion.
Okay.
The item is approved. Unfinished business. We have none. New business. We have none. County Administrator's Report.
I would just briefly report to the board that the auditors have concluded their field work. They were here for 2 weeks, and we had an audit exit conference with them, Sue Vandekar, Dave DeHaan, and I, and everything at this point appears to have gone well. Our key issues are always to ask and make sure that they received in a timely fashion the materials that they were looking for and asking for, and didn't have any problems, if you may, in getting those materials, and they indicated that that was the case. So the next step will be that they'll prepare a draft report for review, and then leading up to presenting that to the board, at which time you'll get a chance to ask questions similar to what you have in the past. So if you have any questions in the meantime, I'm happy to try to address them.
Thank you, sir. Chairperson's report. So far, my two townships have been diligently reviewing their budgets for the end of their fiscal year. They'll close out 2019. I don't know how that fiscal year works and when it ends in March and starts in April. So, but they're working on getting their public hearings and stuff scheduled. So, I know that the other two townships will be doing the same. The rest of this week, I get to wear my farmer hat and represent my district in Lansing. I also have a change. The meeting that we scheduled for March 28th has come up with an unforeseeable conflict, and I would like to reschedule it for April 11th instead of the 28th of March.
April 11th?
April 11th.
It's still on a Thursday
It
then.
is on a Thursday night. It is the second Thursday. I know that there is a conflict with at least one event in the county, but there was a scheduling thing that we did not know about when we scheduled it. And so to be able to have all of the players involved, we need to reschedule.
It'll still be at the
Public meeting.
Titan Center?
Yeah, it's still at the Titan at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And I believe the way we've advertised it is a special committee of the whole meeting, so.
I have Yankee Springs that night. That might
Right?
have
I
a
just-
problem with some of the township meetings.
Yep. So we just try to avoid, because like the first week of April is spring break for everybody, and there'll be people traveling, and we'll just schedule it the week after, try to get it done. That will allow us to focus on our presentation for the end of the month.
The time will be the same then?
Yep. We'll just change the day.
Okay.
And Vice Chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I attended the Orangeville Township meeting last week. They're looking at writing a bubbler ordinance, which bubblers go in the water around docks to keep them from freezing, the water from freezing and taking out permanent docks. So they're looking at writing an ordinance about that. On Gun Lake, there's been a person who has a permit for one, but it left a lot of open water where people access the lake for ice fishing. So they're looking at that. Other than that, I met with two individuals from David's district that had contacted Jim and I, wanting to know about information on the Upper Crooked Lake flooding, and that went really well. They just needed some clarification on what was happening and how they'd gotten to where we are today. So, other than that, I haven't got anything.
Thank you, ma'am. I did forget to tell you that Charlton Park has their schedule out, and they have published their sign-up sheet for volunteers for Charlton Park Day, the end of May. Sign up fast and get the good spots, and sign up for the fun stuff. So that you can contact Dan Panton at the office to get on that list. Commissioner Smelker.
I went to Carlton and Freeport meetings last night, and Freeport has their volunteer fireman's pancake breakfast this Saturday morning. So that's about it. The village and the township meetings, just done regular business.
Commissioner Gibson.
Yes, last Thursday, I met with Copper Rock Construction at the Transit, and we expect to get started April the 15th. And they're coordinating with the city because they have to dig up out by the highway to run a water suppressant line for the fire system. So they're coordinating with the city, and they hope to start April 15th. That's all I have.
Commissioner Jackson.
Just getting started with the cycle, so all the meetings are starting this week and next week, so no report.
Commissioner Parker.
Yes, met with Thornapple Township last night. They seem to be rolling pretty good. Went over the parks and recreation grants with them, and there's already been an interest in what they want to do there. So, and I would encourage anybody else that's here right now, we have the criteria for the grants. And if you need one here to take back to your municipalities or townships or whatever, I've got it here. It's open to municipalities and school districts in Berry County. It has to be, the project has to be done in Berry County, and it's for the Berry County residents. But if you have any need for getting this to somebody that you would like to see some kind of project with done, just let me know. Pick one up right here if you can. So, village meeting tonight, and we're starting our cycle too. So,
Thank you, sir. Limited public comment. Okay, this is where we're at. Yeah, at this time, any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes. Alrighty, is there any other business to come before the board? There being no further business and without objection, the board will now adjourn.